Welcome to my channel. Today's video I'm going to make a lemon cake. Very easy recipe. If you want to see how I'm going to make this, stay tuned.
Yo te traigo esta bomba puertorriqueña. Yo te la traigo de Cupey, de Vega Baja y de Santurce, de toda parte de Puerto Rico. Esta bomba yo la dedico a toda mi gente de Puerto Rico.
Okay, the first thing we're going to do, or I'm going to do, is I'm going to preheat the oven at 350, and then we're going to prepare all the ingredients. I'm not going to show you all the ingredients at one time. I'm just going to show you the ingredients little by little, but you can pause this video, go and get a pencil and a paper and write it down, or you can either one take a screenshot of the ingredients because it's going to be at the description box below, or you can write it down, whatever you prefer. So let's get started. Okay, we will need a KitchenAid or a hand mixer. I have this one in here with this attachment. That's what we're gonna need. Or if you have one, like, and I'm gonna give you the ingredients little by little. Like I say, we're gonna start by mixing these three ingredients first, and I want to mention all the ingredients has to be at room temperature. I have half cup of salted butter, but I'm not going to put no salt because I'm using the salted butter. So this is half cup and has to be at room temperature. And when I say room temperature, mean you're going to take it out of your refrigerator like an hour or two before you start making this cake. Now we're gonna add 1 cup, 1 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. If you're gonna put glaze, you can add 1 cup of sugar. But if you're not gonna add, and we're gonna let this for approximately a couple of minutes until you see them like white, pale, like that color. And then you're gonna start adding the eggs one by one, and we're gonna use 2 eggs. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and start mixing the dry ingredients. I have in here a bowl, and I'm gonna use 1 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour and 1 teaspoon of baking, one teaspoon of baking powder. This is the double acting baking powder. That's what I'm going to use. And we're also going to need this thing in here to put that flour through that. Okay, with a butter knife, we're gonna take 1 cup of the all-purpose flour, and we're gonna, let me show you, and then we're going to take all the excess of the flour with the butter knife. This is 1 cup. We're gonna put it in the strainer right there, and now we're gonna change it. We're gonna get the 1/4 cup, and we're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna take the excess of the flour and pass it through the strainer. Now I'm gonna show you the baking powder. The baking powder usually comes like with this part right there. So you're gonna fill it out, and then you're gonna come and just scrape on top. That way you can level 1 teaspoon of baking powder after you see. And then we're gonna sift the flour. You see how it looks different? you're gonna avoid the lumps in your flour. Okay, now back to the KitchenAid. I have half cup of milk. I've been using a regular just whole milk. Milk is 100 ml or half cup or 4 ounces or just a regular milk. And the milk also has to be at room temperature. I have a lemon, one big lemon, and we're gonna use the skin, but that's completely optional. I'm gonna use this, but if you don't want to put the skin, you can be leaving the skin out. And we're also going to use the juice from this lemon. But if you don't have the lemon or you don't find the lemon, you can also use lime, because some people ask me in my video in Spanish if they can use lime. Yes, you can use lime. And or you can buy the real lemon. This is 100% lemon juice. You can just measure 1/4 cup or to your taste to add them in there. I just ended using this. I'm gonna try with this because the other thing don't work. I'm gonna use the little holes in there, and make sure don't scrape the white part because it's gonna be like kind of sour. Just the yellow. Okay, I'm not gonna bother with that. As you see, I didn't took too much of the skin, but I'm gonna cut the lemon, and I'm going to use the juice. Okay, I'm gonna measure 1/4 cup, but if you use one big lemon, you don't have to measure it. I mean, that's for you guys to see it. So, okay, now we're gonna start mixing everything in there. I'm gonna start by adding a little bit of the flour. A 9x5 baking pan, and I'm going to use this spray. This spray is with baking with flour. If you don't want to use the spray, you can just butter the pan with you can put some butter in your pan. Make sure you use a napkin or a brush, and make sure you cover the sides and the bottom. Now we're gonna put the batter or the mix, and we're gonna bake this for 1 hour on cover for 350. Gonna take some of the air. The glaze is optional. You can forward this video if you don't want to make the glaze. I'm gonna use confectioner sugar, approximately 1 cup, and then the flavor from the lemon, depend on your taste. I'm just gonna use 1 tablespoon of the lemon, but if you like it a little bit stronger, you can add up to 2 tablespoons of the lemon, and the rest you can complete it with just a little bit water, not too much. And I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna make this. I'm just gonna add 1 tablespoon. And then the rest I'm going to add some water. I just measure 1/4 cup, but I'm not going to use the whole thing. I'm just going to do it little by little and start stirring until I have like a soft consistency. You see, that's the consistency we're looking for. So now we're gonna wait until our cake is ready. The cake is ready, and you're just gonna insert right here a butter knife, and you see it comes out, it's ready. Now my cake is completely cold, and I'm gonna pour some of that glaze on top. And I'm gonna let it set for a few minutes, probably 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, as you see, the frosting dried up. Let's go, and it's time to cut it off and enjoy. You can enjoy with a cup of milk or with a coffee. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, share with your family and friends, and like my video. So here is the final result. Is good?